Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Judges, thank you for this opportunity to be back in the finals. My family and myself greatly appreciate it. Mr. Mast, I believe you have some questions for me. This is finalist number 4.
The auction method of marketing is often viewed as a last resort. What can be done to change this perception?
Well, unfortunately, you are correct, Joseph. Too often times people see the auction method of marketing as something you would only do as you said, at the very last resort. The phrase desperate and dead often comes to mind, and we as an auction industry must overcome that. We must begin to work for sellers that want to sell, not have to sell. And so I think one thing the NAA is doing just amazingly well with our new initiative for promotions is really taking the message of why auctions work, that auctions work, to the public, empowering us as members. Ultimately, that's what's going to make the difference. Us as members taking that message that's saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you have an asset to sell, whether it be real estate, personal property, whether it be livestock or automobiles, anything, if you have an asset to sell, consider your auction option. Consider how an auction can be used to maximize your return on that asset. And I think if we all of us in this room, every NAA member and everyone watching online, we have to be the people that are out there making that call every single day. We have got, as an industry, to stop only working for dead and desperate people.
Number 2, media has been highlighting the auction industry more and more. How can you ensure the credibility of the NAA if you're contacted by a producer or reporter? Well,
Public, because of our promotion efforts, are becoming more interested in the auction business. That's a good thing. And of course, news outlets and media outlets, of course, want to talk to auctioneers. I think it's very important that when we get that call, that we consider what we're saying, consider carefully what we're saying, and use our NAA membership. The resources of the NAA staff are phenomenal. Call Curtis Kitchen. Say, Curtis, I have just been contacted by XYZ newspaper. Help me answer these questions correctly to benefit both myself, but also the auction industry. I think too often loose lips sink ships, and if we don't be very careful, mindful of what we're saying, and we're paying $350 a year. For $350, all you need to do is pick up the phone, call Hannes Combast, call Curtis Kitchen. They will help walk you through this and be an asset. And furthermore, call any of our member auctioneers and say, how have you dealt with this? How is this, when this issue has come up in your community or your local press, how have you dealt with it? Because ultimately, sometimes the questions are negative with regards to an auction. Why is this happening? Or something negative happens. We need to answer those correctly. We need to answer them truthfully, and we need to use the NAA as a resource.
Number 3. The NAA Promotions Committee distributed an elevator speech on why consumers should use an NAA auction professional. What's your elevator speech to answer this question?
Well, that meeting that we were at, the Auction Now meeting, was very powerful. I think it probably was the most important activity that we have done this week here in Dallas. And at that, as you said, we received a card, and I've been carrying that card all week in my breast pocket, close to my heart, because I think we have to work on that elevator speech, have to work on how we market ourselves. So my elevator speech is simple and short. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Peter Gehres. I'm an auctioneer from Columbus, Ohio. I sell real estate, personal property, and automobiles for more money in less time. How can I help you sell your assets for more money in less time? Thank you.